I have a set of traps here, a bunch of new foothold traps that I have. I need to wax and dye them, so today that's what we're gonna do. I got my little nugget here, she's gonna help me. We're gonna wax and dye all these traps and get them ready to start trying to catch some of them coyotes, bobcats, anything that we can get our hands on, right? That's right. So what we have today, wax. I just got it from BPS, big box store, Bass Pro. It's odorless trap wax. We have several blocks of that we're gonna melt down. That's actually what you hear in the background is the water heating up for the dye. I'm gonna use logwood trap dye today. It says they'll do a couple dozen traps, which is more than we have. We're just running, what, 8 of them? So we don't have a huge amount of them. Trapping's really new to me. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm just this subject matter expert on it. This is actually the first time I'm ever doing this. I've been doing a lot of research, and I told Madison, I said, hey, it's time to get going on it. So what we have here is the first pot we have right here is water. So that's what's gonna be the dye. So we're gonna dye them first, and then the second pot will be wax. And I haven't fired that one up because the burners may be too loud. I don't know. We're gonna throw them in the dye for about an hour, pull those out, and then we're gonna wax them and then hang them. So let's get started. So we're gonna do the big 550s first. So I have these are the big ones, right? So what you wanna do is you wanna leave them out. So what I did is I boiled these in hot soapy water. I did that honestly like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I'm not gonna lie to you. And then I hung them in my chicken's pen, and you wanna let them get a good coat of rust on it. Now this is where I need y'all's help. I have these other brands. Those are, I think, Dukes. No, these are Dukes. These Dukes, I cannot get to fully rust to save my life. I mean, if you look at that one, here, let me put you down, I'll show you. If you look at that one, so look at this one compared to this one. I don't remember who makes these, to be honest with you. It's on there, can't tell. I don't know, but look at the difference, guys. So the Duke ones, they're not as rusty as I would hope that they would have been, but I'm not gonna get hung up on it. I'm not too critically worried about it. So anyway, the water is boiling now. Well, it's not boiling. So the logwood trap dye, what you want to do is, it says on the instructions that you want to keep the dye hot but not boiling, so just before boiling. So we're gonna get it open here, like that, and I just have a little piece of PVC that I'm gonna stir it with. But anyway, let's put it in here, and please, in the comment section, if I'm making you cringe, if I'm making you say, oh my gosh, dude, that's not how you do that, please feel free to let me know. Let me turn it down a little bit because I want it hot, not boiling. So I'm just gonna cut the corner off of this because I want to pour it in here. So let's take it and we're gonna pour it into this water here. And I'm just using a little 2-burner deal here. So it looks like it's hydrophobic. Pouring it in there. You want to hold the camera?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm pouring it in there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this here piece of PVC and I'm gonna try to kind of stir it in here.
Like hot chocolate.
It looks just like hot chocolate, just like, there we go. Oh, there we go. So I'm gonna get it nice and coated in there. I thought this wax would be, I'm sorry, I thought this dye would be black, but I guess it's brown. I don't know what I was thinking because the powder was brown too. So just adding this into here. There's still some chunks and whatnot. I'm not super worried about it. I'm more worried about the wax. So I have the wax going right there. It's on a low heat. We don't want to boil the wax. We just want to get it hot enough to melt it down, and that's really what I want to get to. So anyway, I'm stirring it here. I have a couple pieces of plywood here on the ground because I don't want to stain up all my concrete. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm just going to take these traps and I'm going to slowly lower them into the water. So here we go. I'm just gonna slowly set them in. I don't know how many I'm gonna get in there, but we're gonna try to get as many as possible. And I'm gonna sink the whole thing, chain and all, because I want to dye the whole trap, not just portions of it. I am using wolf fang anchors, I think is what they're called. I think that's what they're called. So I'll look. But anyway, so I'm not gonna. Normally you'd have the anchors in here as well, but I'm not gonna have those this time. And it looks like only 2 big traps fill these little pots. So these are little $8 pots from the store. They say to let them sit in here for about an hour, so we're gonna do just that. We're gonna let these things sit for an hour, and we'll come back and pick you up, and we'll move into the wax. So real quick, while those are going though, I'll show you what I got. I got a couple of like 550 size ones, and then a couple of what are these? These are Duke #1s. I got a real real hankering suddenly to catch a bobcat. So that's what I got these little ones for. Maybe I can catch a bobcat, but that's the difference in the size right there. That's a 550. That's a Duke number 1. Substantial size difference. They say you can hold a coyote in the small ones. I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it. I'm gonna stick with the big ones just to be safe. But anyway, these are almost done. Let's pull them and dip into wax real quick. All right, look. Oh, Ty was in there editing this week's video. Yeah, the one he just got done will be with on what, Friday? Anyway, so these have been sitting for about an hour. I think I'm getting antsy. Yeah, like 42 minutes. Don't tell nobody. So what we need to do now is we need to pull them out of the dye and put them in the wax. But the problem is wax is flammable, especially to water. So what I'm gonna do, you see all these plywoods everywhere. I'm gonna pull the traps out of the dye and I'm gonna set them on the plywood and let them kind of dry a little bit. And then once they get done drying, I mean, not done drying, when they get a lot drier, then I'm gonna set them in the wax. So what I'm gonna do real quick basically is pull these traps, put a new set in. So let's do that real quick. And what's cool is I was able to get 3 traps in here. So I had the big ones and then I had the little ones. So the dye didn't really take as good as I would have liked, but hey, that's all right. We just need to get them in the ground. That's what we need to do. So there's that one. Now these are the big ones are the ones that rusted very, very well. So I'm very curious to see how these look. Oh gosh, they're stuck together. There we go. All right, there we go. Let's get this one out. Let it drip for a little bit. And you'll notice I'm going around the wax, not over it, because I do not want to drip that water into that wax right there. Now these look good. I mean, the dye looks really good. Dye looks good. We'll put that one there too. So we're just gonna let those sit there for a second. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these 3 smaller ones. I'm just gonna take these 3 smaller ones and I'm gonna dunk these in here. And I'm leaving them on this. I'm leaving this wire on here so I can work with them, get my hands in and out, up and down, whatever. So making them make where they fit. Oh man, those things fit like a glove, guys. So there we go. Just gonna sink these in there, and yeah. Now we're gonna let those cool for just a second and then dip them in the wax. Okay, so they've cooled enough. The reason that you want them to cool is because it's flammable. So I'm gonna slowly kind of dip it in there and see what's up. So if you want to come watch, that's all it takes, guys. You're just gonna dip it in there. Ooh. I usually get it going a little bit. There we go. Well, let me get this set right over. I don't have that much wax, as much as I would like. So put that in there like that. I have a piece of PVC here. There we go. I'm just gonna roll it around in that wax. There we go. See, I got that trap nice and flat. Just gonna give it just a second. Get a good coating on there. You know, waft it around just because. And then same thing, I'm just gonna set them back on that piece of plywood right there. Seems good enough to me. So let them drip off just a little bit. Yeah, I think that's mint, guys. And we're gonna set it right here in the corner, avoiding the dog. Then we're gonna grab our next one, and we're gonna sink this joker down in there. Now these are the type that have the turnbuckle on the bottom, so it'll be a little bit harder to lay that one flat. But again, I'm just gonna slowly lower it in there. There we go. And then I'm gonna kind of roll them around, get them nice and waxed up. Oops. Get them nice and waxed up in there. Ooh. And guys, it is hot. Don't get it twisted. It is hot wax. I don't really know how long to leave them in there. I'm leaving them in there until I stop bubble. So, like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and claim to be a professional, because I'm not. I'm a professional talker. Y'all can correct me in the comment section. So, all right, it's stopped bubbling. I'm gonna take this one out, let it drip a little bit. And from what I can tell, guys, it's basically the same type of wax that may be in a candle. It dries very quickly. So take that, set it right here. Well, perfect, that works too. Now, guys, the trick with all this is I would never let the stuff boil. So it's right on the edge, guys, but it's not boiling. Take it out, and then we're just gonna lay it on the board. Bam. So, bam, just like that, the traps are waxed and dyed. Todd, thank you for that. So I have another several to do. You get the point of it. So we're gonna do the rest of these. Then, starting soon, we're gonna be out in the woods. We're gonna be setting these up. setting some dirt hole traps, and seeing what we can do. Guys, I hope this video helped you out. Please drop it any comments, questions, concerns, anything in the comment section. I'm learning as I go, and I love to absorb as much knowledge as possible. Guys, I hope you enjoy these videos. Check out this playlist. We'll catch y'all on the next one, and you all know, don't stop the dangle. Peace.